answer, okay? Linda, do you have sound now, Malpal? Okay. Judge and Stanton, nope, that's not it. Guess Lori, whoever you are. Thank you for your guess, but that's not it. Uh, this is unbelievable. Ryan Braun has hit more home runs in Citizens Bank Park than Busch Stadium. And he's played 36 home runs at Citizens Bank Park and 90 games at Busch Stadium. All right, Andy, why don't you check in the chat room? And yeah, Malpal says he didn't have sound. Andrew McCutcheon, okay, had a little mishap. He tracked the ball, reached out with his glove, but it would seem to be a routine ground ball, but the glove plopped to the grass. Big error. All right, the Brewers scored three times in the third inning. Okay, after they had a bad defensive game in Philadelphia yesterday. Arrieta also he walked four. He hit a batter. Segura homered in the first inning. Nick Williams scored in the seventh on a single by McCutcheon. And there you go. And then Bryce Harper started after his knee cleared up the pregame test. It was a bit swollen. He banged it the night before, making a diving catch. So Harper is okay. Okay? There you go. Harper's okay. Arrieta had a lot of success getting ground balls with his sinker. He's got almost a 52% ground ball rate, ninth highest in Major League Baseball. San Diego struck out 16 times, and they only challenged in the ninth inning. They got a couple of hits off Kenley Jansen, but nothing good. Jansen came off pumping his fist, and there you go. And of course, the San Diego, Mackenzie Gore and Chris Paddock, and here comes all of their great youngsters. But it's not the youngsters that have carried this team. It's Fernando Tatis has been one, and of course Machado. In Miami, Tampa and Miami, in one of the greatest rivalries of all time, the Rays hitters lead Major League Baseball with 296 balls that have been hit over 100 miles per hour. And their average exit velocity in Tampa I'm talking about, is over 90 miles per hour, and it leads Major League Baseball. It was 87 last year, and they were 26th. So you see, there you go. So, all right. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Guest Jan. Nice to have you aboard. Guest Abel, there you go. The combo, to give you the answer, some great guesses. Of course, it was Arenado and Story have hit more home runs in the same game than any other tandem. How about that? Got to run, Big Al. Thanks for joining us, Big Al. Love when you join in. Tampa's 94.5 mile per hour fastball. That tops Major League Baseball. I mean, Glasnow, Snell, Morton, Chirinos, unbelievable. And and the Rays have have Alvarado, Diego Castillo, and Ryan Stanek. If you take away the innings requirement, the Braves, the Rays have used an opener 67 times the last 2 years. They're 39-27 in the previous 66, including 7-4 in 2019. So look, Tampa and the Marlins, seventh consecutive defeat. They're on pace for 122 losses. I predicted they would lose 120 games. Brandon Lowe made a nice diving stop. He robbed Starling Castro. Brandon Lowe's a player. All right. Yandy Diaz departed in the eighth inning with a left sore ankle. You want to monitor that. And Harold Ramirez, he has a chance to be a regular player. With all the other prospects getting called up, Harold Reynolds is somebody that you got to get. He started off 2 for 7 in his first two games, and Harold Ramirez is a player. He did very well in the offseason, very well in the minors, and he'll be playing. You're going to see a lot less time out of Granderson. You're going to see a lot less time out of Martin Prado. Gio Gonzalez has been unbelievably consistent in his first 4 starts. 5 innings, 2 runs, 5 innings, and 1 run, 5 innings and 2/3 with no runs, and then 1 run, And how could the Mets? He's also been dominant at Citi Field, and in one of the worst moves ever. You just go out and you spend all that money on Robinson Cano, and then you don't get Gio Gonzalez to finish up your bull. Michael at your kitchen table has returned. Timothy Hooker is here. Good morning. Anyway, it's a big problem, man. It's a big problem with Major League Baseball. There's no reason why the Mets passed up on Gio Gonzalez. No reason. Andy, make sure the itch has sound, okay? A lot of guests in the chat room today. Nice to have you all. Guest Riley, Michaela, guest Lori, guest Rita, guest Tina, guest Toya. If you're listening on Spreaker or iTunes, come on in. Half the fun is being in the chat. That's 3/4 of the fun is being in this glorious chat room. I can't talk about everything that's going on, but if you have any questions that you want answered, now's the time. You don't have to wait on hold. You just come on in, and there'll be some really passionate players willing to, just talk about it with you. Nobody knows anything, but we all have opinions. So the Mets first loss of the week. That's all. Of course, they had 2 days off and a rain out, but still, one loss. They lost to the Nationals 5-1. Very bad. Patrick Corbin staked to a 3-0 lead. He was just too tough. Cano 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. They didn't get Gio Gonzalez, but they got Cano, who's hitting .245, 59 points below his career average. All right? And he's been hit on the hand twice. Unbelievable. So Corbin did a good job. The Nationals are still 17-25. They could be selling. If they do sell, who are they going to sell? They're going to sell Anthony Rendon. They're going to sell Max Scherzer in what could be a tremendous trading deadline. No question. As we move over to the American League, and just remember, if you're listening for the first time, what do we try to do here? Well, we try to give you as much information about what has happened and how it relates to what is going to happen. I mean, you got to be a baseball fan to appreciate this podcast. Because we tell you everything that's happened. We give you the streaks, we give you the reasons and everything that's happened. And now it's up to you and everybody to translate that into what's going to happen. That's the fun out of playing fantasy sports. David Hess tagged for 4 home runs, including 2 from Gleyber Torres. By the way, Renato Nunez, who had a tremendous slump, hit his 4th home run. Nunez, his average dropped from 301 to 221. And when they put him in batting cleanup against J.A. Happ, you kind of had a feeling. He was 0 for 15, 1 for 32, 4 for 53. So keep an eye on Nunez if you're playing the daily game. Hess has got a 7 ERA, so I'm not even going there. But Andrew Cashner, strong 6 innings, okay? Couldn't outduel Domingo Germán, but he's had a good run of success. 6 innings of 2-run ball. He has a 3.25 ERA in 8 starts since opening day. Everybody is just ignoring Andrew Cashner, and he's got a 3.25 ERA in 8 starts since opening day. Now, I know that the Baltimore Orioles, not a popular playground, to pick players from, but that's the number, and I know that it's gone overlooked. Andrew Cashner. And with that success, he's going to wind up on a different team soon. Just like Cha-Cha. Good morning, Cha-Cha. The Yankees, so Cashner allowed a solo home run to Gleyber Torres. Germán finished with 8 strikeouts, held the Orioles hitless, and held the Orioles in 5 at-bats with runners in scoring position. So he's doing a great job. Some great performances. In his last 18 games, Gleyber Torres is hitting .338. He's 24 for 71. He's got 8 runs, 6 doubles, 4 homers, and 11 RBIs. Some good news, James Paxton felt fine the day after throwing his first bullpen session. He expects to throw another one on Friday, but, and then he'll take it from there. He's making progress to make his way back, okay? There you go. All right, so, yep, been a little chilly. Cashner will implode, and that comes from the fan addict. Luke Voigt had 8 homers in April, but it didn't make up for the loss of Stanton, Judge, Hicks, and Gregorius. It helped a little bit, but since April 26th, when Vogt homered for his final at bat, he has hit only 1 homer. He started the second game of Wednesday's doubleheader. He was 0 for 21. He was 1 for 30, and he didn't homer in that 3-1 nightcap, but he did go 3 for 4. And that's a sign that he might be ready to emerge from his funk. First funk of the year. Jump on Vogt if you're playing the daily game. I'm telling you, he's going to start to get hot. He's a streaky hitter. Michael Chavis, would you rather have Chavis or Austin Riley? Let's see who would you rather have right now, okay? Chavis or Riley? Michael Chavis, walk to the plate, okay? Oh, walk-off single in the 10th inning. Red Sox beat the Rockies 6-5. J.D. Martinez homered his 3rd game in a row. Nobody's more streaky than J.D. Martinez. 2-run shot. Eduardo Rodriguez struck out 10 batters over 6 innings. Red Sox won 12 out of their last 15, and they're unbeaten in their last 17 interleague series at Fenway Park. So, the Red Sox are just doing what they're supposed to do. David Price on the injured list with the left elbow since May 3rd. Scheduled to throw bullpen on Friday, and he could start next week in Toronto. Now, Cleveland, they didn't play yesterday, but Carlos Carrasco, I watched him on Tuesday. He threw 55 fastballs out of 107 pitches. His 4-seam fastball is now averaging over 94, topped out at about 96, and his 2-seam fastball was at about 94, topped out at 96. But I'll tell you something. He's been throwing 9 starts, covering 47 innings. He's walked 7 batters. Okay? Yep. That's it. Anderson, before he was sent down, walked 8. Bauer has walked 27 in 59 innings. Bieber walked 23 in 114 last year. He's walked only 13. Of the 41 starters in the big leagues who have made at least 9 starts of over 40 innings or more, Carrasco's 7 walks are the fewest. Greinke, Baumgartner each have 8. So pretty good. The Astros played Detroit. They had a team record 33 home runs in the last 11 games. And, of course, Verlander going against his old team. Yippee-ki-yo-ki-yay. Houston has won 11 out of 12, but Ryan Presley pitched the 8th. He's got a scoreless inning streak of 37 games. 37. Bregman hit his 4th home run in 4 games. And, of course, Soto pitched 3 days rest. So the Tigers going with the opener only because they got nobody else. But keep in mind, Matt Hall doesn't look good, okay, ERA-wise. But I'm told that this kid is much better than his numbers. So keep an eye on Matt Hall, okay? Matt Hall coming up for Detroit. Could be something. I wouldn't pick him up right away. Nobody's going to touch him. And, of course, Tyler White. Everybody's talking about bringing up that kid, Yordan, what's his name, Alvarez? I don't know. He's not on the 40-man roster, but White is hitting .230 in 87 plate appearances. He struck out only 49 times last year in 237 plate appearances, had 27 extra base hits, but he is striking out too much. His .284 slugging percentage ranks him 131st out of 142 American League hitters. So we'll see what happens. And by the way, the Astros minor league pitcher of the month in April was Christian Javier, who was promoted to Double-A. He's a Dominican right-hander, 0.94 ERA, 40 strikeouts in 28 innings. So keep an eye on that kid. His name is Christian Javier. Etch his name on your kitchen table. Of course, the Royals didn't get the big hit they needed. The Rangers, even the 3-game series, and they have a rubber match this afternoon. Mondesi went 3 for 3. Mike Minor made his pitches right. He spent much of 2016-17 with the Royals. In his 8 previous